Hello, my name is Jesus Castello, and in this video you're going to learn about the where method in Ruby on Rails. Now, we already covered where versus find by in another video, so watch that if you haven't yet. But in this video, we're going to cover the where method in more depth, with more details. So let's do that. Okay, before we get started, make sure to check out my website rubyguides.com and get a copy of my Ruby book if you want to improve your Ruby skills. For the topic of this video, I have a Rails example application and I have a user model. And I want to show you how to use this where method. Okay, so where we can query from the database, and let's query for the ID equals 1. So that's what that means. And this is a hash of attributes, okay? And you can do ID 1, and you can also look for other attributes at the same time. So I can look for ID equals 1 and name equals field. And that gets me exactly these records that match this query, right? So that's the basic where query. Now, you can do more things with this. You can also say where not, okay? Where not these things are matching. So for example, we can say where not name equals field. So it means the name is not field, right? So we get Emma because that's the only user in the database which name is not field. We can also do where not ID equals 1, and also we get Emma because she has the ID 2. Okay? So that's already two things. Regular where without the note, and where not, which matches the opposite query. So next thing, how do you match for things that more advanced queries like greater than, less than, or greater or equal than? Well, that's where we have to use a string. So this is a hash. And if we want to use the greater than symbol, we have to use string like this. Okay, so we can say where not the ID is greater than 1, but it's a little hard to understand. So let's just do this. So this gives us all of the users where the ID is greater than 1, right? And of course, if I do greater than 5, we get an empty active record relation. What happens if instead of hard coding this number, right, I want to use a variable? For example, I might want to do ID equals 5. And I want to use this 5. How can you do that? Well, you could try something like a string interpolation, or you can append, concatenate the value. Of course, this is not gonna work because it's an integer, but if I do this, 5 or 2s, that works. Now there is a problem with doing this or this, which is the string interpolation version. You never, listen to this, very important, never want to use this, either this version or this version. Why? Because this will lead to a very serious security issue, security vulnerability. Okay, it's called SQL injection. Okay, it's one of the worst security vulnerabilities, security problems that you can have in your web applications. So how do you avoid this? Well, let me show you. We're going to replace that by a question mark. And what's the question mark? The question mark is a placeholder. Okay, it's a placeholder. Placeholder for what? Well, a placeholder for the value, which with a hard code if you want, but the point of this is to use a variable like our ID variable, which right now is 5, right? And we can also make ID 1, so you can see this is working. No, why is this different? Why is this better than interpolating or concatenating the value into this string? Well, because Rails knows what to do here. Rails is going to look for these question marks, these placeholders, and it's going to replace them by their values. But with one extra thing. If we sanitize, if we clean up these values from any kind of malicious or bad input that could result in a problem, in a security problem for your application. So let me actually demonstrate that by getting this special string right here. Okay. So what this will do is it will run this code as part of the query. So if I run this version, the version that you don't want to run, notice what happens. User load 800 milliseconds. Okay, well, what happens if I do the other version, the version that you should be using? This version is the version that you do want to use. And here is why. User load 0.4 milliseconds. That's a very big difference, okay? Why is this slowing down? Because doing this is allowing the user to add actual SQL code. Like I said, it's called SQL injection. We're injecting, allowing users to inject SQL into our database. And particularly, this is used to demonstrate that something is also actually happening. This code is actually doing something. It's actually running, right? And we can see that there. Okay, so that's why you should use placeholders. If you haven't been doing this, then you want to go back to your code right now and change it, because this is very important, as you can see. So let's quickly review. When you want to use the string form, always use placeholders. If you only want to look for equal to something, then you can do this. So you don't need placeholders in this case. So remember, ID is this, and it's not slowing down, it's not affecting. It's basically Rails is nullifying this extra code that we're adding, so it doesn't run, right? So with this version, this is safe, and with this version, it's also safe. And this version also allows you to do greater than, less than, and you can also do or. So you could do or ID is greater than 10, right? So that's how you can also do more complex queries. You can do like database functions, but if you do use database functions, keep in mind that what database you're going to be using in production and what database you use in development. That's if you use database functions, like for example, length. I did this in one of my recent videos. So that looks like this, where length of the name is greater than, for example, 5, 3. We are missing the placeholder. There it is. Okay? So that's what I mean by a database function. So that's how you use where, the where method in Rails. It's very helpful. You're going to be using this a lot as you build your Rails applications. So make sure to take notes, maybe watch this video again and take notes on the different ways to use and the correct ways to use the where method in Ruby on Rails. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful. Please click the like button for me so I know that you like it and some more people can find this video. If you want to learn more, watch more of my videos in this YouTube channel. There are over 100 videos you can watch right now. So that's a lot of videos for you to help you learn Ruby and learn Rails and become a great developer. And also visit my website, rubyguides.com. rubyguides.com. In there you will also find many articles to help you improve your Ruby skills. Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you in the next video.